Hello everybody, today I'm going to be doing a sort of recommendations video, but I'm also trying new products. I'm comparing the Givenchy Prisme Libre pressed powder to the original Givenchy loose powder. And then I'm trying like newer products at Sephora and on the market, as well as some things that I picked up. I just wanted to show you some things I picked up at Ulta, which I'm using today, and what I would recommend for the Sephora VIB sale. I can't speak. The Sephora VIB sale. So if you wanted to know what I think of these new products and what I would recommend for the sale, then just keep watching. All right, so this video is going to be a little bit all over the place because I want to do a couple things. I want to compare the new Givenchy Prisme Libre powder, again, like the pressed powder against the loose powder, to see if they are the same. This is the old good one before they reformulated. So I want to compare the two. So not only that, I want to talk about some, I'm not going to go through like all of my old recommendations because those are still the same. I still love a lot of those products, like everything I said in my last video last year. I still love all those products, so I'm gonna try not to repeat stuff I've already talked about, but I might here and there, just because if it's something I use all the time, it's obviously something I really love, so I'll probably just lightly go into that. I also wanted to try a couple newer products. I went on a little trip and got into some trouble. We crossed the border and I picked up a few things at Ulta and Target, but mostly Ulta. So at Target, I ended up getting this sunscreen. It's the Prequel, sorry, I was holding it upside down. The Prequel Solar Shade Sunscreen. I've only tried it once, but so far it's really nice. It says it's a lightweight milky fluid with an invisible moisturizing finish. Broad spectrum SPF 46, organic UV filters, phytomolecules, and ethyl ferrylate. So this is really nice. So far, so good. And I do want to try a couple like new Sephora products. So this is new to Sephora Canada. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer. I had a couple people ask if I've tried it. I wasn't really interested in trying it, but everybody was raving about it, so I did pick it up at Ulta. I also picked up, this is new, the MAC Dazzle Shadow in the shade Demure Diamonds. This is a shadow stick, so I'll be trying that today too. And then, like I said, this powder, I haven't used powder yet. I also wanted to try this, but because I have the Givenchy powder, I'm not going to try this today. This is the Morphe Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil. It's very, very pretty. I'll show it to you on my hand. This packaging is insane. It's so hard to open. I had to like rip this side of it just to get it open, but I will show you that. Trying to think of any newer products. I mean, you saw me use the Westman Atelier Duo, and I might have been mistaken about how much is in here. I'm reading it and it says 0.17 ounces each, and then it says here in French 4.8 grams, and it says chaque, which means each. So I don't know, people are saying it's only 4.8 grams, but to me on the packaging, it looks like it's saying each. So if that's the case, it's a better deal than we think it is. If it is just 2.4 each, then that's not great. Sorry, so this is the powder. This one is in the shade Sunrise. I just thought it looked so cool. And I'll just show you what it looks like on the skin. Kind of reminds me of, honestly, like you can kind of see it here. Reminds me a little bit of an Hourglass powder. I know that sounds crazy, but honestly, it's very, very smooth. I think the packaging is super cute. Just that kind of clear packaging. So I will try this in another video, just not today because we're trying that powder. And what else did I get? this. I always stock up on these because mine are looking pretty nasty and ratty. I've obviously cleaned them, but they're stained. So I got a new one. I ended up picking up the NYX Buttermelt Glaze Soft Glow Skin Tint. This has sunscreen in it. I have a feeling this isn't coming to Canada just because of the sunscreen thing. Maybe it will, but probably honestly not for like a year. It takes forever to get like sunscreen products over to Canada. So this is in the shade 01 Whipped Butter. I will try this also. I have already tried it. So far I like it. I've only tried it once, so I need to obviously try it some more. I ended up getting this because I never see this. We have Milani in Canada, but I never ever see it. So I wanted to try it. This is the shade Hey Honey, and it's just the cream bronzer. And I can never find these in the store either. We do have e.l.f., but I can never find the bronzers. We have the blush, but for some reason we don't have the bronzers that I've seen anyways. I have the shade Fair Light, and then this one is Light. So this one's definitely a little bit cooler tone. This one's a little more warmer, goldeny. I think I tried just the one. I didn't try both. I picked this up because you know I'm obsessed with this, and for some reason we don't have the shade Blonde in Canada. We only have Soft Brown, so I ended up picking up another blonde. You can get this on Amazon.com, but yeah, I really wanted that. I ended up getting this Juvia's Place Volumizing Gloss Stick also in the shade Sugar Cookie. I saw Hannah Louise posted using this one, and it's just a very pretty, like, glossy, you know, balmy lipstick, glossy balm stick. It's very pretty and it's cool toned. And then I picked up another brush. I threw away the box already. I love these Morphe brushes. So this I would recommend in the sale. Either the Sephora collection pro brushes, not the little, not necessarily the packages that you get. They came out with like a less expensive brush sets. I don't love those ones. I love the pro ones, like this guy, like these. Oh no, this isn't the one. Sorry, definitely not the one I was talking about. Oh my goodness, of course I can't find one now. Okay, like these brushes here. So this is the pro foundation brush. Yeah, those ones are really good. And then the Morphe, the other Morphe one, the Morphe Ariel brushes. Didn't Ariel pass away? Am I just making that up? I think he did. So sad. Anyways, these brushes are really good. Yeah, so I bought this. I'm probably going to use this. And I think that was everything. I ended up picking up also my Air Wash, the K18 Air Wash Dry Shampoo. That has lasted me from last spring sale all the way until this spring sale. So even though it's $65 in Canada for the Air Wash spray, it's so good. And it lasted me an entire year, and I think I still have this much left. So highly recommend that one. And we were out of it. It's out of stock on Sephora Canada. So I ended up getting it while I was in Fargo. And it was not on sale. So hopefully it comes back into stock during the sale. But let's get started. I think I'm going to go in first with the new concealer. I ended up getting the shade 1C. If you are my shade twin, go lighter than you think you should go, because for me, these definitely oxidized. I was going to go with 1N, and I'm kind of glad they were out of stock of 1N because I swatched it and it looked fine. But then like 5 seconds later, it was already oxidized. So I was like, oh, okay. And it went a little like orangey on my hand. So I think I would go one shade lighter. This is 1C. So this should be a cooler tone, but it's not like super pinky or anything. I don't know. I like it. The only thing I noticed with this is it's obviously matte. So actually, I should have read about this. So stay in place, concealer, what does it say on the box? One second, I'm going to blend this out and then I will read a little bit more about it. But good coverage. You can see my one eye is pretty dark underneath. So really nice coverage. It kind of reminds me maybe a little bit less heavy of the Tarte. What's it called? Not the creamy concealer, the normal one. Shape Tape. It has a Shape Tape like quality. So first I'm going to go in with the, sorry if you hear my stomach rumbling. First I'm going to go in with the Givenchy loose powder. And I have Voile Rosé in both. And let's just go in with this puff. And I like to just pat it in. And I don't like to put too much product on here because that's when it can start getting a little cakey. I also really love this powder. If you've watched my videos, you know I use this like all the time. This is a Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection in the shade Baby Pink. I used to use the white one, but I feel like Baby Pink just makes it look a little less grayish. Sometimes the white can make it look a little gray under the eyes. So I'm gonna do this under eye as well, and we'll use the pressed powder for this side and see if I can see a difference. And then I'll use it all over the face as well. But I think I'm gonna use my Westman Atelier bronzer drops before I do my powder. Usually I like to let it sit under the eye for a little bit longer than I do when I'm doing a video, but you know, for time's sake, I just I mostly do that with more hydrating concealers because the matte ones can tend to dry quicker. So I work a little quicker with the matte ones. I do feel like I have to blend less with a more matte concealer than I do with, you know, my like hydrating Natasha Denona, like any of the serum type concealers. However, I do feel like it looks a little less crinkly under the eye when I use those hydrating concealers. I used to only ever use matte, like all the time. So I don't know, I've kind of changed my tune. Obviously, the older I'm getting, the more I prefer the hydrating powder or the hydrating concealers. So this is what the pressed powder looks like. It has a little button here with the Givenchy embossing. You just press the button. There is a little brush in here. Probably not going to use the brush. And we have the shade Voile Rosé. And I will go in with a different puff. And I'm just kind of going in with all of the shades and press it on my hand. I kind of just touched up with it yesterday, so I haven't actually used it. I don't know, they're both kind of looking the same to me. This one I might have put a little bit too much, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna do my bronzer like I said, then we'll go in with the powder and set everything down. I'm gonna go with the Soleil Parfait Sun Tone Bronzing Drops, and it's the shade number 1. And I will go in with that new brush that I got from Morphe. So I'll just go in with about that much. I'm not huge on, it's funny because I just bought a bunch of liquid products, liquid bronzing products like the e.l.f. I'm not as huge on liquid and cream products as I am with powder. I think as an oily person, it's easier for me to just use powder and be done with it than, you know, fuss around with a cream or liquid that I feel like I have to spend a lot of time blending in. Oh my gosh, that car, dude. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, every time. So yeah, I do like these. I don't know that I'm in love. I haven't been using them that often, only because, like I said, I just feel like it takes me a while to blend them out, and I don't have that kind of time in the morning when I'm getting ready for work. Obviously the weekend is a different story, but I'll go on the cheeks with this too. I'm not going to use too much. I'm using the Luminous Silk foundation today if you are curious, but I always write everything below. I do like this brush though. Another brush that I really love that I use all the time, I'm sure you know this already, is the It Cosmetics brush. I use this for contour, and I use this for contour as well. So I use this for the nose. I don't know what this brush is actually called. It just says All Over and Precision on each side. That car is gonna make me crazy. And I don't like that guy because I've seen him try to speed up and almost hit geese, and I hate him now because I love animals, and that really pissed me off. So every time I hear his car, it makes me angry. And also his car is obnoxiously loud. So that's what we've done here, just the bronzing drops. They're not overly dark. I obviously have the lightest shades. This is what they look like on me. You could build them up, but I'm just gonna leave them as is. I will go over it with powder bronzer, so I'm gonna just kind of take it easy. And let us go in with the powders. So I'm just going to powder the one side of my face with the loose powder. I used to use this all over all the time until I found out they were reformulating, and then I kind of just switched to my NARS powder, which I still absolutely love. And the NARS powder has a little bit of color. This one is pretty much transparent on me, but it does have a beautiful blurring quality that I cannot deny. Okay, so this is what we're looking like on the one side of the face. Blurred, nicely set down. I would say it's like matte, but it's not overly matte. You could still see a little bit of the glow from my Luminous Silk. I have a fluff on my nose, I can feel it. And now let's go in with the matte powder. And I also really like this puff. This is a Sephora puff. It's big and it's very, very soft. And we're gonna go in with the pressed powder now. Give me one moment. I just heard my husband walk in. Okay, so I'm just gonna go on the forehead with that. And I'm gonna go on the cheeks. And then just on the nose. Honestly, just comparing both sides, I would say this side is a little bit more matte, but blurring wise, I would say sorry about that. Okay, I can't really, sorry, I have a little friend there. Can't really tell a difference. I would say this one's a little tiny bit more mattifying. This one has a little bit more of a glow, but all in all, it looks almost identical. This one, yeah, like I said, just a tiny bit more matte. I would say this one is maybe just a hint more, there's a hint more of a blur. I don't know, it's hard to say, but very, very close. So I think if you were not happy about the other one that came out, I think definitely give this one a try. And we will go in with one of my favorite bronzers now that I've been using constantly, which is the new, so like I said, I'm going to try to use newer products for you so I'm not repeating myself off of old recommendations. The new Dior bronzer. I don't know if you can get this specific one or just the big sized ones on Sephora. I would give them a try, but I think those shades run darker than these ones. They are not the same shades. I have the bronzer in the shade 4 Warm Matte. So I would say you'd probably have to get the lightest shade for it to be similar to this one. Okay, so just remember that. And I'm going in with one of my Morphe brushes that I really, really like. I use this one all the time for bronzer. It's not even necessarily a bronzer brush. I think this is more just a powder brush. But yeah, this has been one of my faves lately. And I'm probably not going to do my entire face on camera. I'll just use the newer products. So I will use the eyeshadow. And do I have anything else new to show you? I think it was just the eyeshadow, the Givenchy powder, and then the concealer. I think that was about it. So I will probably go finish bronzing, add my blush, and then come back to do the eyes. And I will just keep recommending stuff while I'm doing my eyes. I think for me in the foundation category, I don't know, I just like rediscovered the Armani Luminous Silk. I actually really didn't care for it back in the day. And maybe I was a little bit oilier. I'm still oily, don't get me wrong. But maybe I was a little bit oilier and so that didn't work for me, or maybe I tried it during the summer and that wasn't working. But I actually think it's very pretty. And I have mentioned this in previous videos already, but the Fenty I've been loving. This is the Soft Lit foundation, the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I have the shade NC13. It's a tiny, tiny bit light, but that one's very nice. They have the new Studio Fix powder coming out. I know there's very mixed feelings on that one because it's going to be talc free, which is good. But then you have people who are just like, I don't care, keep the talc in it because it is such a great powder. I mean, it's a cult classic. So we'll see how that one is. I did order the Studio Fix powder, the current one, just to see how it is because I haven't used it in ages, since probably I worked there. And I'm pretty much out of my favorite powder, which is the NARS Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powder. So we're getting close. This will still last me a while, I think, but I'm excited to try the Studio Fix and see how I feel, and then I'm going to compare it once the new one comes out. I've heard the shades do not match, so be aware of that. But yeah, if you you are a fan of the current Studio Fix powder foundation, I would say pick it up now while you can, if you like the one as is. But I've heard the new one is good too, so we'll see, I guess. But yeah, very nice. Okay. Now we have the Dior. This is another one of my faves, the Dior Forever Skin Perfect. I think I've talked about this already in a video, but this one is very beautiful. This is the shade 1N. I just love the way this looks on my skin. This is my favorite cream foundation. It's the only one I've ever really liked that I've tried, and it stays on all day, has a hint of a glow to it. It's just very, very pretty, and I really enjoy that one. And I also love this. So this is the contour stick. So if I had to recommend 2 contours, I'd probably say the Milk Makeup, but the packaging is garbage. Like, I know it used to be bigger and they made it tiny now, but mine was like lopsided, and then I twisted it up and it was broken already. So I love the color of it though, so I will recommend it for that, but just be careful with this packaging. And when you open it, I guess a bunch of people were just like lifting it. You have to twist it so that it doesn't pull basically half of the product off of out of the tube. But yeah, this one I would say is so, so beautiful. So again, this is 01 Light. And a lot of people love the Rare Beauty. I do think the Rare Beauty is very, very nice. For me personally, I prefer a cream or like something that's, because this one's like both of them actually kind of dry down to a matte texture. So I love that they're cream and then they're more matte. That's just me. The Rare Beauty I think is beautiful, but it leaves quite a dewy look on my skin, which a lot of people love. So if you like that, you'll really enjoy that. But for myself personally, I just think these are easier to work with for me and my skin type. My husband is making a rocket again. So let's just use this. I didn't use any contour anywhere else, we'll just use it under the chin just to use. Where's my brush? Right here. And for well, I also love this contour, but you can't get this at Sephora, so that's why I didn't mention it. But for my lips, I love using the Victoria Beckham contour stylus just around my lips and usually my nose too. But I'll use either one of those contours for my nose also. For blush, I have way too many. Obviously, I really, really liked this one. I do think it's quite expensive, but like I said, depending on how much is actually in here, for me, it's looking like it says 4.8 grams each. Shack means each. So somebody please confirm. Okay. I do really like this. I do really, really like the Tower 28 blushes that are new as well. I would say this has a touch of a glow to it, just like ever so slightly. This is definitely more mattifying, but it also is a little bit more blurring on the skin. I've always talked about the Rosy Glow blushes. The Bronzed Glow especially is one of my favorites. The MAC Glow Play blushes were huge. These just came back, and I love this one. True Harmony is one of my absolute favorites. I think I've talked about everything else, you know, like the House Labs blushes. This one is newer to me. Do they still have Bare Minerals? I can't find them on Sephora Canada. Do they have them in the US? Please let me know. I have the shade Kiss of Spice, and I've really, really been liking this one. But today I think I'm going to use Long Beach Iced Tea. Just for fun. I might have a little bit of my Westman Atelier still on the brush, so if I do, sorry. highlight. I think I spoke to you about which highlights I like the best. I haven't tried the Dior one. I was thinking about picking it up, but then I really don't need any new highlights. So far during the sale, I've picked up the following products. The Makeup by Mario new mascara. So I'm excited to try that. It looks really, really nice. The Laneige, it's like a spray, like a milky spray toner kind of thing. It came in a mini. I want to try that. I got the Say blush in the shade Chow because those are just my colors lately. Very nice kind of like bronzy shade. I got a new lash curler finally. I heard good things about the what is it called? Tweezerman lash curler, and they have it at Sephora, and it's made specifically for almond shaped eyes, so we'll try that out. I heard it breaks easily though, so hopefully that is not the case. What else did I pick up? I didn't go too crazy just because I kind of went crazy when I was in the US and I had already bought everything new that I wanted to try. I was looking at getting the other duo, the Mimi and Coquette, and I had it in my cart and then it sold out last night, so I'm hoping I can pick that up and it comes back into stock before. I also had Tulle and what was it? It's a pinky one, like a baby pink. Tulle and something. I can't think of it right now, but I also had that one in my cart and that one's not sold out. That's the contour and blush duo. Mimi and Coquette is just a blush duo. So anyways, highlight. This is pretty much like the one that I've loved the most from Sephora. What else? Oh, this is of course beautiful. I've spoken about this one already too. The Forever Glow Star Filter. Very beautiful. What else? Oh, the Fenty one is very, very nice too. Maybe I'll use Fenty today because I haven't used it in a video. This is Pretty Pearls. It is blinding though. So I'm used to something a little bit more subdued these days. So I really like, obviously the Chanel you can't get at Sephora, but this this one's really, really nice too. If you're looking for, you know, different colors, I think it's nice because you have the options. You can mix some of them together. You can use this over a bronzer, use this over a blush. So that's really, really nice. I need to definitely calm this down a little bit. I feel like that is too bright, but it's pretty. But yeah, lately my favorites have been like this type of shade, like more bronzy, like pinky kind of highlights. I just need to call my mother. I will be right back. My grandma is in the hospital, so I feel like I need to be on alert, so I will be right back with you. I forgot to mention primers. I think you know my Cali Ray So Blown primer. I use all the time. Love it. It's great. I definitely don't need a refill. I purchased one at the last Sephora VIB sale. And I also really love this one, the Vanish Airbrush Primer from Hourglass. This is the one I used today. I feel like this one has a little bit more of a glow than the Cali Ray, but it's really nice. So that's what we're looking like. I'm gonna go in with some actually I'm gonna do my nose contour first, and let's just go in with the Milk. Sorry if I didn't mention the shade. This is the shade Toasted in the Milk contour. Guys, I love Poppy. Okay, Poppy's not as easy to find here. I know you can get it at Costco. I don't have a Costco membership, but it's just so good. And I got it at Target. It's the strawberry lemon one. Delicious. Okie dokie. Let us, where's my, here we go. So usually I go in just right at the bottom here of my nose, just shorten her a little bit. Okay, and then I just use this side of the brush here. And then I just do my contour. So like I said, sometimes I will use this, sometimes I will use the contour stylus. Okay, so once I'm done, then I take my really old crusty, I tried to find this at Ulta. I know we have it at Sephora, so I really should just get a new one. This is so crusty, like look at this. This is an It Cosmetics, I think it's like the Heavenly something brush. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But also a great contour, I forgot to mention, the Sephora Colorful collection. What is it called? I can't remember, but it is the Sephora collection, 30% off for everybody. And this is fair to light, and I also have light to medium. I use both. Let's go light to medium today. And I just use this because I blow my nose so much. I just set down the tip of my nose with the powder. I have bad allergies in the spring, so just set that down. And then I just kind of blend that out a tiny bit. And that's it. So for the eyes, we're gonna try, I'm excited to try the Dazzle Shadow. I tried it on my hand, and I have to say it really lasted very nicely on my hand. And even after I washed my hand, it was still there, so good to know. It's long lasting. Cream shadows, Merit, so good. Also Paint Pots by MAC are amazing. I have a ton of these, but make sure you really tighten the lid because I heard they can dry out easily if you don't. Mine is still very creamy, and I just make sure to really just tighten. Maybe we'll just put this on because I actually really love this. So we'll put this on first, then we'll put on a tiny bit of that. And like this one is so, like you can just blend it so easily. It's gorge. Love. And yeah, I have it in a ton of colors. The green one, I have Nelson, which is like that charcoaly gray shade. A lot of people love Mid-Century, which is just a little bit darker than this. I think Vachetta, this one, is my favorite. Just because it's such a beautiful, like, easy color to just throw on. And then you could throw on, like, an eyeliner if you wanted to. Or you could just wear it like this and use mascara. But you just want to hear the click. And if you're into... I have to say... I actually do really like this beautifying eye trend, this eyeshadow palette, the Super Neutral. I think this actually turned out very pretty when I was doing the look with this one. And this one, girl. I know I said it wasn't worth it, but I've tried it a few more times. The Prada Primula 09 eyeshadow quad. I called it a quint in my video for some reason. It's very pretty. It is. It's very pretty, okay? And I'm not going to get any of the other ones, but this one I have been really enjoying. So sue me, okay? And we do have it at Sephora Canada now. Success. This MAC, I'm actually going to use this because why not? I've actually really been liking this palette. Nobody really talks about it that much. It's the Connecting Color eyeshadow palette. And yeah, I got it this year. I've talked about all the eyeshadow palettes that I love in other videos, so let's just go in with this one. So let's go in with Wedge, and then I think it is Uninterrupted. And then we'll add a little bit of that silver sparkle just to kind of switch it up. So right now it's looking a little bit warm. Wedge is a little bit more neutral. Uninterrupted is a little bit warmer. Similar to the shade of the Merit Shadow, Vachetta. But I don't want to do anything crazy. I just want that sparkle to kind of show on its own. I mean, it's over top of Vachetta, but you'll still be able to see it. It's very, very pretty. And honestly, I like just mixing these two colors together and then just going in with this kind of beigey shade on the entire lid. Like just putting these two in the crease and then using that beige shade on the lid and just using one of these darker shades for my liner, and that's it. And it just looks very, very pretty. But for the sake of the video, we're going to do something a little different. Where's my brush that I need? I don't know where my brush is, so I'm going to use this one instead. The only thing is this one's quite powdery, but that doesn't really bother me. I know that bothers some people. I just blow it away. I'm really interested in trying the Armani liquid shadows, but like I don't know if I'm going to use them, so I don't know. They're pretty expensive. So let's go in with, but I also never use my shadow sticks. I have so many beautiful ones, but look at this. It's crazy. Ooh, I don't want to go too crazy. I want to just put it kind of in the center of the eye. Alexa just did a video using gold stud. And it's like a white gold. It's not a yellow gold. It looked so beautiful. I was like, oh, why didn't I get that one too? I was trying to decide between this one and that one. And I was like, I don't know. There's something about silver that I think just stands out nicely on a brown eye. And I always remember Lisa Eldridge saying silver looked so pretty on a brown eye. And that kind of stuck in my head. Okay, so just taking it. I think if I put it all over my lid, it would just be too much. But I like this little, you know, bit of sparkle. I'll show you what it looks like. Like you can go crazy with this thing. So this is it just on its own, just swatched. And then if you just blend it out, you just get that beautiful, like, twinkly, pretty silver. And that's kind of exactly what I was going for. I think this would also look cool, like on the inner corner maybe. So I'm gonna get some liner on. I always talk about my favorite liners. I really enjoy Makeup by Mario eyeliners. The Hourglass liner is beautiful. Urban Decay, love. Obviously Victoria Beckham, but that's not Sephora. So yeah, those three I kind of use interchangeably. Also really like the MAC pencils, but they are of course like a little bit drier than the other ones that I mentioned. But yeah, that's what that looks like. So beautiful. So I just put these two together. So I will finish off the eyes and I'll be right back to do the lips. All right, so brow products that I use from Sephora, honestly, this 100% always Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I do like their pencils as well, but I always just get the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow. I just love the shade of that one. It's very skinny and precise. I just use the Rare Beauty, this one, and I don't love the color. I feel like there's a touch of red in it that I don't love, so it's this one here. I do like the pencil itself, but just the shade is a little bit off. And then I do love this too. I haven't used this in a little while, but it's awesome. The Anastasia Taupe Brow Powder Duo. This one here, loves, very soft. It's really, really nice, and it stays on your brows. So we're just gonna go in. I did my mascara. You know, my mascaras haven't changed. Still love the MAC Stack mascara. I do really like the Rare Beauty mascara as well. Sorry, it's messy. Just in black. And then the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow is obviously one of my favorites. I use it all the time. So let's go into lips. Oh, and hair. I just picked up a big one of this, the Dream Coat Supernatural Spray. Love this stuff. If I use this in my hair, I can tell a difference right away in the texture of it. And when I straighten it, it doesn't get like staticky and weird. It just sits beautifully. Once I straighten it, it will actually stay straight for a few days. I don't have to, I mean, I'll go over it and touch it up a little bit, but I can always tell a huge difference when I put that in my hair. So I ended up getting a big one. This has lasted me forever. I still have some in here and it's still going strong. And for oil, I really, really like this one. I've gotten so many samples of this that it's been lasting me forever. The Olaplex No. 7 Bonding Oil. It's very light. I find it a little bit lighter than the Moroccan Oil Light. And I've been really liking that one. Perfume. All I've been wearing is Fleur Heavy Cream. Spray it on my hair, and then I use the Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow. That one I wasn't, when I first smelt it, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. But now I use it every single day. So I usually just do a few sprays on my neck of that, and then the other one in my hair. And one time my husband was like, you smell like a candle in a good way. I was like, okay, I'll take it. So yeah, that's all I've been using. Lips, I mean, Grage. MAC has just killed it for me with the lip category. So we have Cool Spice, which isn't my favorite, but I just love the pencils in general. Stone, very, very pretty. Obviously, Grage is my favorite. I just love the way these seem to last a little bit longer on my lips. I did purchase the, you saw me do a video with it not too long ago, the Merit. I do think the Merit is beautiful. Like, I love the shade of it, especially right here. The only thing is, it is a little bit slippy, so you could fill your lips in with this. That'd probably be a very beautiful lipstick. And then we have the lip oils as well. These are very, very comfortable, very pretty on the lips. And they do have pigment. Like, this one is darker than I was expecting it to be. This is Tabby, and then Biarritz is the other one that I have that I really like. But again, I'm not a super glossy person. I'm definitely more of a matte lipstick kind of gal, because I hate having to reapply my lipstick 25 times. And let's go in with what I've just been wearing the most, I would say. Well, pretty much all of these. Flush Pot, Acting Natural, Peach Stock, Folio. Let's go in with Acting Natural, then I'll put a tiny bit of Flush Pot over top. Oh, that hit my tooth. Tell me why I had a dream about shopping for makeup. and I wanted to get a MAC product, and it was like selling out, probably because of the Westman blushes. Okay, now we're gonna go in with Flush Pot, just a little bit warmer. And that is the entire makeup look. I think, should we add a little bit of blush? Are we good on blush? Let's see, let's just add, just for fun, let's add a little bit of this duo. I think we'll go in with the rosier shade, this one here, and just a touch. And I forgot to mention, it does have the embossing as well, which is very pretty. Obviously that's gonna fade, so don't get it for that unless you just want to keep it to look at. Alrighty, let's just go in with a brush. I do like this brush. This is the one I was talking about. Like, these are like a little bit cheaper than the professional ones. This is nice. This is the number 3 powder brush. I do use this quite often. And that is the completed look. I'm trying to think of any other products I forgot to mention. A retinol. So I ordered another retinol. I ordered the Inky List retinol. I prefer it to this one. This one, as you can see, is very yellow, but it dyes everything. Your pillowcases, even if you let it absorb a little bit, I find it's dyed the pillowcase, but it came out if I spray and wash it, but it actually dyed the pillow too, which is annoying because I had a brand new pillow. Yeah, I just don't love that about this one. I don't know that it's made a huge difference on my skin. I don't think I've been using it long enough, but yeah, I do like the Inky List. I was using that one for a long time, and I didn't have any issues with it like transferring on my pillowcase or anything like that. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video and this haul. I don't know how long this is going to be. I apologize if it's too long. I forgot to mention this. I really enjoy this Anastasia Impeccable Setting Spray as well. And obviously the Charlotte Tilbury I've talked about before. The Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Matte I really like as well. And the One Size Spray, but that one is very potent. This one doesn't really smell like anything, and it's very nice. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, I forgot to even give you like thoughts on the new products that I tried. So the Givenchy, I just added a little bit of creme de nude on my lips too, if you're wondering. The Givenchy Prisme Libre powder, beautiful, just as beautiful as the other one. I think that it definitely gave like a blurring quality to the skin. Now that I have my full makeup done, I kind of think this one looks more blurred. This is the newest one. You still have that little bit of glow, as you can see. I'm still glowing. But yeah, very similar to the original. So I would say if you're looking for that, get the matte one, or get the pressed one, and it's very similar to the original is what I meant to say. And then the concealer, I think it's definitely a beautiful coverage. I forgot to see if I could read about it on here. Yes, so the Stay in Place Concealer, Skin Perfecting, Long Wearing, Featherweight Formula, melts into skin. Applicators expertly designed to sculpt contours, conceal imperfections, and enhance natural features. Medium to full coverage, natural matte finish. So yes, I can tell it is a matte finish, and I actually did want to mention the applicator. It's like a little finger. If you see, it's like, basically that's what it looks like, and it does get like right into the contours like of the eye, and I feel like it would just be perfect for touching up. So I do really like this concealer. I've been loving the House Labs concealer lately. I don't know why, but I've just been using that one quite often, And you know I really love the serum concealers. This one, the Refi Serum Concealer, this guy here. I've just found so many. The Westman Atelier is really nice as well. So yeah, this one just feels a little bit more matte compared to what I've been using lately, which are more serum-y hydrating concealers, but definitely long wearing. The coverage is great, and it just feels a touch heavier, but I wouldn't say it's as heavy. I know I compared it to the Tarte. I wouldn't say it's as heavy under the eye as Tarte. I do actually really like it, but just keep in mind that it does, what's the word I'm looking for? It does change color a little bit once it dries. So just keep that in mind. I would say go a shade lighter than what you think you're going to use. And what else did we use? Oh, the MAC Dazzle Shadow. I think it's very pretty. I had no issues with it. Very smooth. You can get it to be, you know, a little bit more calm down on the eye like what I did here, or you can go full blast with it and do like a heavy silver look. But yeah, these are beautiful, super creamy, long lasting, no issues. I think they're very pretty. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the newest products that I tried, and I will see you soon once again. Bye. Just wanted to quickly correct myself and say that it was actually Jesus Guerrero who passed away, not Makeup by Ariel. I was thinking of Kylie's makeup artist, but it was her hairdresser, so I just wanted to correct myself because, yeah. Anyways, sorry about that.